This is the 31st Lap Podcast, recorded live in the studios of FingerLakes1.com in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now, your hosts, Rich Post, John Bonus, Mike Mallet, and Chris Marquardt.
Good evening and welcome to the 31st Lap. I'm Chris Marquardt. Joining me in the studio tonight, we've got Mike Mallet, and we've also got John Bonus. Rich couldn't make it. He's got to work
not
tonight.
Here again.
He's not here, no.
We'll give him the benefit, though. He's been here like 4 of the last 6 weeks or something. So.
No, he hasn't.
I don't think your math is quite accurate.
He's been here a lot more the last couple months.
Yeah,
just because he came once doesn't mean he's been here a lot more. You know what's funny? Every week we start with the same jokes.
Yeah,
because Rich ain't here.
Although
it's the same joke. We just rehash it with different punchlines.
Hey, I'm glad I could finally see myself on camera. My hat's
last
crooked.
week he did tell me he was going to be here today, though. That's funny.
Let me see.
What's that?
Last week he did tell me he was going to be here today.
With it. Okay.
Well, what do you?
Hey, put me back on the camera. I'm trying to fix my hat.
Here, there you go.
Here,
that good?
Hold on. I don't know. I can't see it.
Wardrobe.
Okay, is it centered? Is the S centered?
Wardrobe. Yeah, it's good enough.
Okay,
it's a portrait of good enough.
Listen, I gotta support the team even though they lost.
And this is John. This is John playing on his phone for everybody.
Yo.
Yep.
Mike, I think we got to put your camera down a little more. I think you've wilted since we got going.
Hold on.
There we go.
How's that?
It's John with a burnt face.
You got full belly shot now?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't what I was going for, but now that you mention it, yeah, it is a bit of a belly shot, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm the big blue
Dude,
blob tonight.
Put that away. Good Lord.
I'm going to use a Michael Scott line. That's what she said. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Michael Scott Paper Company. I have no shortage of company names.
So.
Wow.
You never watched The Office there, Sunburn?
I love
No.
The Office is my favorite show.
No, I tried to watch it once. It was too friggin' stupid for me.
My favorite show is Archer. I absolutely love that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of a...
I guess I'm by myself on that one. Didn't even get heat.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
It's probably some chick movie your wife makes you watch.
I'm more of a last man standing kind of guy. Tim Allen. I love that show.
You know what? I've seen that
Allen.
a couple times. It's pretty funny, but it's on Friday night, so I don't watch it.
It's the exact opposite of what his other show used to be with Home Improvement.
Yeah, it's far more perverted and funny.
Now he's got 3 girls.
Instead of 3 boys. Yeah. But it's like basically
and he doesn't have a TV
of,
show on the show. Instead, he has his little internet thing he does every week.
But doesn't he work at like a sporting goods store or something?
Yeah. It's like a Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I always had you pegged for being like an online USAC racing is your favorite program.
I do a little of that myself, too. I watched Lawrenceburg. There was a USAC National Sprint race Saturday from Lawrenceburg, and they put it on demand, and I watched it Monday afternoon, and what a freaking race.
And we're going to be catching up with...
That was an amazing race.
Bryan Clauson a little bit later, sitting third in the national USAC's national point standings.
Yep.
So that'll be kind of interesting, and John's been waiting all week for that.
It's been a couple weeks we've been putting this together, so I'm excited.
USAC junkie, Adam. Who's that?
Adam Buchanan, I believe.
Yeah. USAC junkie, that's funny.
Yeah. Now I'm getting told I don't know anything.
Well,
I would actually highly
hang on
like
a second. Let's go ahead and visit that topic for a second about what you do and don't know. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I know enough about New York that I could pretty much cover it. You know, if we're not talking about USAC racing in Indiana, okay, sure, I'll give them that. But
USAC Live tweeted our show again.
How cool is that?
That's
good. That's neat. USAC
cool.
Live tweeting out that Bryan Clauson is going to be on the 31st lap tonight.
Yep.
Episode number 68. Can you believe that?
Yep. I believe it every week when we show up. Every week it goes up by 1.
You know, I never noticed that, but it does. It does go up by 1.
You are quick, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't know a whole lot.
Dude, nothing gets by you, does it?
Nothing. My mind is like a steel trap.
Well, I don't know about that.
Did you go any place this weekend?
Went to Fonda Saturday.
Yeah.
That's how I got the sunburn. Yes, I got toasted. It was like 30 degrees. Got
toasted.
It was like 30 degrees, but the freaking sun, holy crap. You didn't feel it because it was so damn cold and windy. Boy, by Monday, I felt it. My face is burnt to a crisp.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And now it's all like...
So how was it?
Getting all pussed up and stuff. Now
yeah, it looks pretty.
It looks ugly.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Poor wife got to put up with you.
Yeah, well, you know. Hey.
I know.
I thought about you today when I was driving back. I passed a sign that said Fort Plain. I went over
Fort Plain.
Hey,
we stopped in Fort Plain on our way out to Fonda. My parents went. We met them in Utica, picked them up on the thruway, and then we stopped in Fort Plain and had some breakfast.
Picked them up on the thruway. Did you just pull over in Fort Plain?
They left their car at the Utica exit at the toll booth there, and we went.
Good old Fort Plain.
Got off Canjerry exit, picked up my son Rusty, and we went to breakfast at the old 5S diner there in Fort Plain, and then went to the track. We were at the track by 20 after 10.
Yeah,
did some tailgating all afternoon, and I was feeling real well by the time I got in there.
Yeah, usually you do.
Oh yeah.
Going outside.
Did you play Polish horseshoes?
I enjoyed some Miller Lights and played some Polish horseshoes. Yeah. Took home some money.
You know what's weird?
Going out to Albany, there is a huge Miller Lite billboard, and it's like a 3D billboard. It's got the bottle on it, and it looks like it's a Vortex bottle pouring Miller Lite, and it's filling up the thing.
Yep.
And it says it's Miller Time Albany.
Nice.
And I was going to take.
You were thinking of me, weren't you?
Absolutely. Anytime I see that or Fort Plain or anything, I mean,
it's funny. Over the weekend, I had
that's pretty much all I think about is you, and I just was wishing you were in the car with me so I had someone to talk to.
One of my
I don't ever wish that.
Then I woke up. Then I hit the rumble strip and woke up.
One of my Chili Bowl buddies, he's from Arizona. Over the weekend, he went and did the Corey Cruiseman driving school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Drove a sprint car. I think he did it on Sunday.
I want to do one of those driving schools. I always see Billy Pouch's thing. I'd like to go and do it, but I'm scared.
I'm scared of breaking something.
Yeah, exactly, because I don't have the money to, like when I hit that U-tie and rip the left front off, there goes my $500 deposit right down the way, plus another $500 for the axle and the wheel and everything else that I broke.
There's nothing good happening there.
Corey Cruiseman does his driving school at Ventura Raceway in Ventura, California, which is where he lives.
Right.
And on his way out there, somewhere in California, my buddy saw a Miller plant, so he took a picture of it with his phone and he sent it to me. He said, "I was thinking of you. I saw this Miller plant, so I took a picture of it. This big Miller plant. It's got these silos, and they say Miller Lite on it. It's pretty cool."
Yeah.
You know what would be a good driving school is if Nate Peckham hosted a street stock or pure stock driving school at Canandaigua. Then we would have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Because to sit in a modified or any of that stuff and try to drive it, we wouldn't even be able to do anything with it.
You have like Peckham or maybe like Russ Marsden or or Ron Hawker. Well, they were talking about I know Rocky Warner. That
would be a perfect guy.
They've talked in the past about building a 2-seater street stock. I can't remember where. I don't know if it was Utica we were talking about it. Yeah, and doing rides. I think that would be pretty neat.
Great idea. I don't know why more tracks don't do
Can-Am's
that.
got
Oswego's been pretty successful.
I know you hate Can-Am because of what
2-seater.
happened, but they got the 2-seater truck up there.
Yep.
That thing's pretty cool.
That's a Camping World truck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I haven't got to do that. And, speaking of the Camping World Truck Series, they came out with a format for the Eldora race.
Yes, they did.
What is it, 20 cars, 3 heat races?
Yeah.
Lock in 20 cars out of them, and then...
Or
25.
4 heat
races, 20
they
cars.
Take the top 5 out of the heat races.
Right, and that's 20.
But the top 20, the top 20 are locked in from points and stuff, and it's kind of confusing, actually.
Right.
All in all, they're going to start 30 trucks, I think it was.
Yeah, 30 total.
It might be.
No. Maybe it's only 25, and they normally start 30.
No, it was 30 because they usually do 36.
36. Okay, so it's 30.
Also, they are going to cut
so
the
they're
going to
take.
Yeah.
What are they going to take? 25 out of qualifying, and then
I think 20 out of the qualifying, and then the other 10 spots.
You know what? While we're sitting here talking about it, why don't we just look it up?
They also announced that they're...
Well, we don't know anything anyway. Why would we want to change?
Yeah, I know.
Well, part of that announcement, too, the format, they're also going to do... It's a 150-lap feature.
But segments.
And they're going to run 3 segments. And
that's
the only part that really disappoints me.
I'm not a fan of the segments. I'd rather just say 75 and 75.
Yeah, if you have to have a segment because you're worried about pit stops, because obviously Eldora, they can't do pit stops and things like that.
Right, no, it's
There's
not,
no
it's
pit
not
road.
built for that.
I understand that. I get that. So if you need to do a halfway break or even stop at lap 50 and run the final 100, I'm okay with 1 break, but not 3 segments.
I've never been a fan
2
of
breaks.
All right, so here's what they got.
They've done that split bill before at Rolling Wheels, and I think they've done it. I mean, a lot of tracks have done it, and that's fine. I like it when it's advertised as twin features or something like that. But the segments don't make any.
Right.
I'm just not. I mean,
I don't like
because
that
then you
at
get
all.
it because you have to. It's almost something that is a prerequisite that if you're going to have segments, then you have to have inversions, and then you have to do all this other nonsense to make that work, and it doesn't ever really make it that much more entertaining.
Okay, so 5 qualifying races. Here we go. 5 trucks from each will lock in.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. That will make it 20 trucks rather than 25.
Yep.
And then you'll have 5 trucks will qualify from each race, comprising 25 spots. The next 4, there'll be 4 trucks that are locked in each dirt race.
Adam Buchanan says that it's 30 that we're starting.
Yeah, and then it's 30. Yeah, next 4 positions will be determined by the last chance race, which will be 15 laps. Only green flag laps count. And then there'll be 1 spot left, so 4 out of that, and then 1 spot left for a former champion if there's one there.
A former Truck
Series champion, former Series champion. I can't wait to see what dirt guys go, because that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want
to
see
ringers.
You
right?
saw the announcement of Tracy Hines getting a ride in his old truck team, Thor Sport Racing.
That's
right?
funny, right? Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, it's smart for them to put him in.
No, why would you not?
That's a no-brainer.
Bloomquist's name was out there.
Bloomquist was driving the Kyle Busch truck.
Kyle Busch.
Because Kyle always runs Bloomquist's car during the prelude.
Right, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
That was a no-brainer, too.
And there's your winner.
Jack Houdenshield's trying to get a ride or does have a ride?
Wouldn't surprise me if he
The
was
wild
looking for
child.
one. Why wouldn't he? He's great there.
You know what's funny?
Are there any trucks?
I actually got to go to Worcester, Ohio. It was exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah?
We stayed there.
Drove. Remember, we drove through it. Yeah, it was like a big deal. We did one of our video blogs. I'm like, I am in Worcester, Ohio.
We
who lives here? You didn't even know who lived there, did you? Or did you get it right?
Of course I do.
The wild child, Jack Houdenchield. That's just awesome. It's one of my favorite nicknames because he's crazy. I mean, he drives the nickname. He has earned the nickname.
I remember when he drove that Pennzoil 22, man.
Yeah.
That was
his best.
You know, one of the cooler
diecasts
diecasts I've ever seen that I may possibly purchase if I can get my hands on one is the one that has all of his cars combined on it. Have you seen that?
Yep.
I think that was a Hall of Fame members only car, I believe.
It was what now?
It takes all the cars that Jack Houdenchield ever drove,
and
it blends them all into one car.
Paint scheme.
Oh yeah,
that's
cool.
Yeah, like it would start here with this scheme and then go to the next one, like little chunks.
Be like stripes, sure. So
pretty cool.
So the R19 car on there too?
I don't remember if that was right before that car or after.
Because I almost think they did a shirt with all them cars.
Yeah,
too,
they
right?
did. They did. I almost bought it.
Almost.
Well, it's one of those things where you got like 85 different things you're buying. You don't know which one to buy. I did buy my dad the R19 car.
I think Kyle Larson wins that truck race hands down.
Here it is, right here, Chris. Of course, I can't blow the Dean fixture up.
Right. Naturally.
I'm trying to, though. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Let's see how. There it is. Here. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Can you see it on the camera?
Yeah. Yeah, we can see it on the camera. That's cool looking.
That's a cool car, right?
Yeah. Was that the? I didn't realize. Was that the stripes from the Varin car on there?
Let's see. It's got Pennzoil, Kodiak.
Varin car's got to be on there, or the Casey Luna car, or whatever it was at that time.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. Yeah, but it's neat. I don't see the R19 on there. That one's not on there yet. No. So that's probably made right before he got that ride.
Right.
But so yeah, I don't even know how I go. Oh,
it would be great if like Keselowski or something like that put a truck together and had the Pennzoil colors on it. You know, that would be cool if Jack drove a 22 with the.
Well, he's got a truck team, so who knows?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that's his number.
Yeah,
it'd be sweet.
It would be. It would be cool.
I'd be on board with
He
that.
gets around that place very well.
He does fine. Now, I know we talked about it once before, but I don't know if we ever reached a conclusion on it. What's the story with tires? What are they doing with tires there?
Who's that? Where?
No, that wasn't really part of the announcement.
No, they didn't talk about that.
Obviously, it's going to have to be.
It's
going to
be Goodyear. Well, Goodyear should have a bunch of sprint car tires left over.
Yeah. I think more people just been more interested in how the format was going to work and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's. I think with any big show that I've been involved in, you always try to promote different things at different times. You release this at one point. Yep.
You gotta have a plan so that through the course of the summer you're always having
something coming out. I mean, now this race doesn't matter; it's sold out, so they can promote it or not promote it at this point. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
So,
well, you still want people tuning in.
Well, my
I don't think they're going to have a problem there.
My thought with that tire thing is I get the whole. I mean, it's almost a given that they're going to do the block tread style Goodyear, but are they going to have multiple tire compounds to pick from, or is it going to be one tire like they do every other NASCAR sanctioned race?
I would assume one tire. That's it.
I think it'd be nice if they
at least
varied
had two
it.
selections.
It'd be nice if they had some variety so that they could.
I would think they'd have to have a couple selections because you don't know how the track's going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be hard, dry, and slick, just like
you would think it would be, but you just never know what the weather's going to be like that day. If it's cool and you got rain in the early afternoon or something, it might be wetter than normal.
Tony Stewart can control everything else in racing. Why can't he control the weather that day?
He did control Selinsgrove on Saturday.
He controlled the field last Saturday.
I heard that was a good time.
You know what? It was.
Can you believe that? Can you believe, John? Can you believe that he didn't get teched?
I make one joke about it.
That's
and
crazy.
Here we go.
That is
That's
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't on point show, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I know whose fault it was too.
Hey, it was an ESS 358 challenge race. Yeah. That's funny. So, but
Poor Mike.
I'm not saying a word, man.
Well,
hey, you know what?
my
Hey, I will
phone's
say
not
this.
ringing
I will
it's all
say
a
this.
joke.
I
It's all a
got
joke. There's no way one way or the other he was going to get out of there without being inspected anyway. I just wanted to see Mike squirm.
It was
just a little fun.
you know, it was neat. I got to call the whole night, all the sprint car racing with Steve Inch, and that was a new track for me to announce at. So I was pretty
Over across the way there in the infield.
Let me tell you, that's weird. Standing in the middle.
You can't see behind you.
Well, you can, but you're screwing yourself into the ground. You're like drilling through the tower.
So they do have windows on the other side of the tower?
Yeah, and then like there's a press area right behind you, but it's down. They made it down and up.
So they can see.
Yeah. But it was fun. You know, it was really, I got to say, I don't know if Steve Inch listens to the show, but I got to say thanks to him for giving me the opportunity. I can't wait to go back. I mean, it's not, like for me, you know, it's funny, like every time Pat Cannon came out, because we did time trials and stuff, like I announced Pat Cannon because I'm like, you're probably sick of it, you know. And
we gotta touch on something here. The guy Pistol in the live chat just posted about Fred Raymer winning at Lincoln and Tony Stewart at Sealand Grove. Ted Christopher fights a girl at Waterford.
Yeah,
what?
I watched the video yesterday.
What happened? I didn't hear about it.
He didn't fight a girl.
Okay,
the girl
well,
went after him.
Okay,
They were at the, I believe it was Waterford Speed Bowl, and it was the modified feature, and
somebody had to write about it, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, there was all kinds of talk about it, and it went on for a couple of days before I finally watched the video, and I watched it yesterday.
There's a link for anybody.
There's
Pistol just posted a link.
Let me.
When you watch the video I ended up watching was the whole feature, so I had to watch the whole feature to see
just
what
to
the
watch him
hell was
fight
going on.
somebody at the end of it.
He didn't fight anybody. The girl went after him. So he
what did he do?
He got in the
Did he keep his helmet on? So when he got
this female driver was in front of him, and he got on the inside of her in the middle of the corner, and there really wasn't a lot of room there. And he turned her around. And
look at your camera, John.
And
it
caused a big pile up.
Wow.
So the whole track was blocked, and everybody's pissed off. So of course he's got a bad rap anyway. So
right,
she got out of the car. She ran clear across the racetrack through the infield because they stopped them. Red flag. They were over on the backstretch.
I did that one time and had to stop halfway for air.
She ran across the racetrack, across through the infield, and went after him. And she reached right into his car and was like punching him. But he's in the race. He's strapped in the race car with his helmet on. We've talked about this before.
Well, why do you hit somebody
with the thing with the helmet?
If you're going to hit somebody with the helmet on, use your helmet. Get your point across.
He didn't get in a fight with her. She went after him.
All right.
And he didn't do anything back. He didn't do anything back to her. He just finished the race.
That's funny.
Now, I don't know what happened after that, though.
Well, what happened is Sonny's jumping on board to sponsor her now.
We can call her Moonshine. we got Sunshine. We can call her Moonshine.
I didn't know Waterford. I know Waterford was now sanctioning tape knuckle boxing.
You know what though? Hey, let's be honest. Doesn't matter who's fighting. If there's a fight, everybody wants to see it.
Everybody talks about it.
Everybody talks about it.
To be perfectly honest, it really wasn't a fight. It just all the hubbub that led up to this for a couple of days finally got me to watch it, and then I watched it, and I was kind of, to be honest with you, I was disappointed.
Yeah,
it was nothing. It was no big deal. I guess the big deal was because it was a girl.
Yeah.
And it involved Christopher. But he's involved with that stuff every weekend, it seems.
Yeah, he likes...
he has that reputation.
Yeah, but you know what?
You should have asked Mike Stefanik about it.
He's very aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what? It's... for me, I'm... most people don't like Ted Christopher.
I like him.
And well, here's what's funny.
I'm a fan.
It's like I never was like a huge pavement mod fan, period. And then Zupi made me asked me to go one time, so I went, and I got to say I respect modified racing more, and I'm starting to take it easy, Zupan. I know you're listening. I really enjoy the pavement racing because it's different. It's different.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there you go.
What is wrong with you?
No, I'm crazy, but but no, it's different because it's something I didn't grow up watching. So it's one of those things like you get to go and you get to meet new people and you get to watch different cars race. And modifieds do look cool.
The wheel and mod tour races are very good.
Yeah, and the cars sound mean. You know, I've been to some ROC, the Race of Champions deal too. I saw Matt Hirschman win this week last year. I mean, that was so I've seen some good pavement racing, which I hate ever admitting, but. You know, and I don't mind supers, but I think I'd have to say modifieds on pavement are up there in my list of things I like to watch.
Yep, I've always enjoyed them.
You know.
I love Stafford. Stafford's a great place.
Ken, I hate NASCAR. We just have to talk about it because most people like it or don't like it. I don't know. Ken doesn't like us to talk about it.
And, I don't know if he's directing that at you or if he's directing that at me.
To talk about
I don't know if he's directing that at you or directing that at me because I don't want Ken's ire on my side. I've never said I don't like pavement racing. I was doing that because you made the reference to Zoopy.
I know. The Zoopy, I know. So
how about this? Yesterday, actually, they had a tire test. Firestone IndyCar Series had a Firestone tire test at Pocono Raceway yesterday.
Ryan Hunter Ray picked up the win.
Right. Do we want to do the wins list since we're... Do
you want to do that? We can do that now.
We're kind of there.
If you want to.
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll go through that.
I almost played the intro over again. That probably wouldn't have been good.
What a laugh, though. ASCS Sprints were Texas, Arizona, Brad Loyette, and the Raging Cajun, Jason Johnson. God, I love that. I love that nickname. I'm not going to lie to you. That's one of my favorite nicknames. Big Diamond, Jeff Strunk won the Money in the Mountains.
Yep.
That's a potent team. That's a potent team right there.
He's won 2 out of 3 at Big D.
Attica, congrats to Sheldon Howdenshield.
First win.
Very cool for him.
Yep.
Bridgeport was Ryan Watt. Canandaigua, 8J Slideways, Ellen
117th career win. Got the lead. Got the lead with 9 laps to go. Past Larry White. That was pretty.
Nice to see Alan Johnson back in victory lane.
Wadded up some cars there on Friday.
I gotta say,
Sportsman racing.
Yeah,
I didn't see
the parts went into the stands.
Oh, the sprint car. I saw the video of that. Did you see the video of that?
I didn't see the video. My dad was there during the red flag. The moisture that was coming up through the track. It was so cold there. The moisture coming up through the track put a glaze of ice on the track. So you want to talk about slippery as ice? That was slippery as ice.
That's neat. I've seen races get canceled because of it. But, all right, let's see. ESS, the challenge event down at Selinsgrove. There we go. Brain fart. Tony Stewart, if anybody didn't know that already, which I'm pretty sure he did. Jim Hounsworth won
Can you believe he wasn't teched?
Rock Sportsman feature at 5 Mile Point. Matty D won at Fonda. Formula One was in China. Sebastian Vettel.
Yep.
Did anybody pick Matt DiLorenzo for winning at Fonda?
No, I don't think so. Grandview was Mimi DeSenes.
Oh, Rich just texted me. He said he picked him.
Oh, of course he did. Let's see. What else we got here? Izod Indy Cars. Ryan Hunter Ray. We were just talking about him, so we'll give him him.
There was no Formula One race this past weekend.
I said Izod Indy Cars. That's what I said.
You said Sebastian Vettel for something.
Formula One in China.
Yeah, they didn't race this past weekend.
I don't know. What was it last weekend then? Maybe I don't know. I'm going through.
They raced 2 weeks ago.
Whatever.
Or 3 weeks ago.
No, it's in this week's wins list. So get over it. Okay. Lincoln Speedway. None other than Fast Freddie Raymer. First win there since 2011. I think it was May 10th, 2011.
Smoke was what, 4th?
Not at Lincoln. He didn't go. He was at Selinsgrove. He was 4th at Williams Grove. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Ryan Wilson won the 358 sprint car race. Mercer, Robbie Blair won the late model race. For those that
hey, Robbie Blair.
Lucas Oil late model dirt series. Jimmy Owens, the O Show.
Yep.
NASCAR Sprint Cup. Jimmy Johnson. Trucks was Johnny Sauter. K&N East. What is it? Brandon Godovic. Is that right?
Yep.
Godovic.
Yep.
I figured you would know that. Let's see. New Egypt. Gary Butler started the 358 opener. Won the opener for them. Only 19 modifieds. That kind of. I'm hoping that goes up for them for their sake.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. Port Royal Speedway. Rick Lafferty got second last week. Won this week. Selinsgrove. I don't know. We don't need to know that one. That one's let's see. Sharon Rex King Jr. won the mod race. And let's see what else. Trailway. Austin Hogue. Great. USAC. Kevin Thomas Jr.
Yes. What a great race.
Yeah. Waterford. Keith Rocco and pretty much Keith Rocco. Williams Grove was Danny Dietrich. Jason Covert won the super late models. He's the man. Yeah. That was a good sprint car race on Friday night, too. I was at Williams Grove with John Tiff and Adam Buchanan. Got to take Adam for his first ever visit to Central PA. I think I converted him. I'm telling you, if you're a modified fan, I just got to get you to Central Pennsylvania for 1 weekend, and I can convert you because it's a whole different feel. And I'm sure I'll be taking heat for that in the chat room here momentarily. Gary Stuhler won at Winchester. If you want to read about Covert and what Stuhler had to say, I'm going to plug Dirt Track Digest because that's what I do. Ryan Lepre, one of our new writers, has their thoughts from those two events. Adam Buchanan actually wrote a story about his first visit to Central PA and how he now loves sprint cars because I'm awesome. Thank you. What about late models? Jason Ferger. Yeah, I know. I'm getting through it. Fager, whatever. He raced a late model. Who cares?
He won Farmer City, right?
Yeah. Antioch, California.
He's the first local to win that race too.
Yes.
That was awesome.
First guy from Illinois, right?
Native,
yeah.
So an Illinois guy won that. Can a guy from Iowa win the Knoxville Nationals this year? That's the question.
Nope.
Probably not. It's only Terry McCarl really is your choice.
Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of options.
The winning car is going to have a 1 and a 5 on the wing.
If you were betting $1 million on it, that would be the way to go. But the problem is, your $1 million bet's going to pay $750,000 because you're going to lose money. World of Outlaw Sprints, Antioch, California. Shane Golubic.
Yep.
So
First
local guy winning it. So that was neat. And their other race was rained out. So how's that? That work?
World of Outlaws late models have postponed the race in Ohio this weekend already.
The weather's just
the weather's not good.
Not a good forecast.
Yeah, my
what's going on with Fulton? I saw the press release.
They canceled. They postponed.
It says postponed, but there's no makeup.
Right.
date.
I'm wondering if they're just trying to work a date. You know what I mean?
Why don't they move that into Sprint Speed Week?
Because it would be a Patriot show and we are ESS. How's that?
Why don't
the show this week was supposed to be a Patriot show.
Yeah,
right.
I understand that, but a 360 show is, for a track, a 360 show is a 360 show when it's, if you're going to hang a big name on it like Methanol Meltdown and stuff, they've got a Sprint Speed Week, and you're going to be in and around Fulton then. You've already got a date there.
Here's what the problem you get is with that, if you do that. And it pays full points for the Patriots, and, we're having a point show. It becomes an issue where who runs the show, how's the points work, all that stuff.
No. I'm not.
What do you say?
The Patriots show. The Patriots show is irrelevant.
Right.
I'm not. I don't care.
That's all
I don't
I'm
care
saying.
Who, I wasn't thinking sanctioning body.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking if you want to easily move this event, just say okay. Now it's going to be
rename this, and it's going to be that,
and it's going to be this is when it's
right.
going to be.
But again,
blah, blah,
but
blah.
I think the reason they may look for another date is just to give a Patriot a point show at Fulton. That would be the reason it wouldn't be. Would be my assumption, but assuming's you know what assuming does. That works.
Yeah, what's that spell?
It makes an ass out of you and me. Haven't got to say that. So,
do you want to shift gears?
I haven't used that tonight yet.
No,
all your winners are done.
It looked like you were sitting on it. You're ready to go.
I'm sitting on something.
Really?
Yeah, leather chair.
Nice. It's adorable.
Cold leather.
Yeah, it's Brit. That's why I can't take my hat off. It's cold.
Everybody wants you to take that hat off.
Nobody don't.
Listen, you support. Listen. No, you got to support your team, man. Win or lose. And it's cold out, and I'm bald, so.
Yeah, you don't want to see him take that off. Trust me.
I'll take it all off.
You might not like the hat that he's wearing, but it'll be worse if he takes it off.
Yeah, I know. My head's itchy though today. I don't know why.
Well, they were right. I just said that you were fixing your hat, but turns out you were just scratching your head.
Yeah, I was. There we go. See? Yeah,
Yep.
that's a great face, too. Man, I hate when I can see myself. But,
Especially
I had a great weekend. John got to go to Fonda, which I heard was an awesome race, and, glad to see Matty D won. Did you hear Matty D's comments in Victory Lane? I found it kind of amusing.
What did he say?
He said something about Stewie got a flat tire. And Mimi asked him about it, and he goes, "Well, that's what he gets for running into me in Florida. I guess it's karma or something like that." It was
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But again, Tony Stewart, lived up to the smoke nickname.
Yeah, he
just destroyed them on Saturday. It was impressive.
Canandaigua had pretty decent racing.
Yeah. I was following that along on Twitter. It was funny. I was Steve Inch is watching me in the tower when I'm announcing sprint cars. And then, we do the lineups and they push the cars off. So while they're pushing the cars off, I'm tweeting this, retweeting that, finding this result, sending this to somebody else, doing that. And he goes, "Do you ever stop?" I go, "No." I'm like, this is what I do on a race night. It's like, you just got to tweet. You got to do it. You got to keep the fans. Got to tweet. Got to keep the fans in the know. So,
We got Bryan Clauson coming on here in just a few more minutes. We'll be catching up with him. Got all the time in the world with him tonight, so that'll be fun.
It's nice.
Yeah. Programming note. What do you want to do on the 25th of April?
Why? What's going on there?
I am leaving for
programming note.
Illinois.
Once baseball starts, which is...
you just want to scrap it if you're going to be tied up on the 25th anyway?
Well, let's figure that out. We got a couple weeks, but I would say probably because I can't be here.
Right.
Once baseball starts, all my games are Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'll be out of commission for a couple.
So we'll just plan on
weeks.
that. Programming note for everybody: keeping score at home. We're not going to have a show on the 25th. We're going to be off. I'm going to be on the way to Illinois. We're going to be
next April, John.
Yeah, next April. We're planning ahead. Yeah, we're planning ahead, John.
Yes, we do plan ahead once in a while.
April 25th.
So, All right, bums, get all squared away.
John,
April 25th, we're not here. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, April 25th.
You got a night off.
It's a good thing I walked in the middle of that.
I know.
You wouldn't have told me.
You know what's funny? You would have drove out here and we would have forgot to tell him.
I know you guys. You wouldn't have told me.
Yeah, it's probably true. We would let you come out. Yeah. Oh, yeah, John. No, there's no show. I'm in the middle of Ohio right now.
Yep. Well, joining us on the line now here on the 31st lap, I want to welcome first-time appearance for USAC National Sprint driver Bryan Clauson. Bryan, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on the show for us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Well, we John's here with us, and we know John contacted you through his various methods because he is a USAC guy. I had the opportunity to get a chance to chat with you in Florida when you were racing at Bubba Raceway Park when this deal to race for Tony Stewart just came together. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that deal got done and how nice it is to drive for Tony Stewart?
It just kind of came about, obviously, Levi Jones has kind of been the long-standing guy there at TSR, but he had some health stuff go on last year and had to take some time off and kind of decided to kind of scale back his schedule a little bit. And, fortunately enough for me, I was coming off a great 2012 season and I was first in line to get the call. So I was really proud to be a part of Tony Stewart Racing. They obviously got a winning tradition and a winning legacy there on the 20 car, and hopefully we can to do it proud this year and add our name to that legacy. Is
it any more pressure when you jump into a ride like that, like when you're going to one of the premier teams with USAC?
Yes and no. I feel like, I think if I had to get this opportunity a couple of years ago, there definitely would have been that pressure. But, coming off a 2012 season where, we missed 4 races due to some IndyCar commitments and still came back and won the championship. I think the pressure kind of flops back over to their side a little bit, from the standpoint that, we showed we could get the job done, night in and night out last year and even, spotted some races. So, there's definitely a certain amount of, a certain level of pressure and a certain amount of expectation that come along with driving for, a team like Tony Stewart Racing and their great partners in Chevrolet Performance and Curb Records. But, I've been doing it long enough. I feel like, we can get in about anything and win. So it's nice to have them behind us and excited for 2013 and beyond.
You mentioned getting in any car and winning, and that seems to be what you're doing this year. It seems to be every race you entered, you're right there. You have a chance to win, and I know there's a USAC record out there held by J.J. Yaley. Is that something that's in the back of your mind here already this early in the season?
Well, it's a little early for that. So we definitely got off to a hot start. Winning 9 races here in the early parts of the year, and it's something that I would love to take from JJ. But we got a long way to go. You look at 9 races. That's only about a third of the way there. So we got a long summer ahead of us, but feel like we got the rides to do some damage this year. Back in my own family 39 car that we had a lot of success with over the 2009 through 2011 seasons, and and obviously the Tony Stewart Racing 20 on the sprint car side that been off to a good start. So I'm excited, and it's something that I'd love to take from JJ, but if we just go out there and do our job and win, eventually towards the end of the year we'll get close enough and we'll think about it then.
We have a live chat. I don't know if you know much about the 31st lap, but we do have a live chat that runs on during the show. And we had one of our listeners actually wanted me to ask you a question. Last year, Tri-State Speedway said you rolled over and came back to 5th place. How difficult is that after you get upside down in one of these cars to be able to do that specific, to come back up through like that?
Oh, that night it was fairly easy because I was so mad, but it was probably one of I've done a lot of things in a race car and done a lot of cool things, and I guess shamefully flipping and coming back and running in the top 3 is probably up there. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done. It was a great. We had a great race car, and at the time you don't really sit back and think about how cool or special that was to run from 20th to 3rd in a matter of 8 laps. with the level of competition there during the Sprint League show, it was really a special run. But you don't really think about that as it's happening. You're kind of mad. You're so mad that you just came from 20th to third. You obviously had the fastest car on the racetrack, so you're just thinking about how you ran third instead of winning. So it was a cool night, but not as cool as the guy that got to win the race. So it's something that I would gladly trade John places for sure. I got
to admit that is pretty cool, but I think the coolest thing that I've seen you do in a race car was the Chili Bowl A main. Well, I think it was 2011, right, when you did your pirouette.
Yeah, that's another infamous moment, I guess. Well, I mean that race is, man. It's anytime you're that close to winning the other, unless you're a Swindell, I guess.
Yeah.
You got to take your shots at it and give it everything you have. And that was just kind of a race that we just never said die. Never said die, and caught a couple breaks with getting turned and being able to keep it going or this or that, and we were able to. I think we ended up 4th or 5th by the end of it, but we were able to take our shot to the lead. Just never made it happen, but it was a lot of fun to be a part of, and it gets the T-shirt sale, so that was good.
Nice. Now you touched on the IndyCar deal last year. You ran the Indy 500. Unfortunately, it didn't go quite as planned. I know you went out early. I know the off season you were kind of hoping to put something together for this year. I haven't heard anything yet. Have you got anything cooking, or is it too late?
We're still trying, but it's not looking great right now. With all the changes that IndyCar went through, it took a long time to kind of go through the process of what we could use that scholarship for, and what how they would like me to use it, and our views didn't quite match up as well this year as they did last. They weren't as high on me using the scholarship for the 500, and and so we had to work through some things, and those things haven't quite gone as well. So we're still working, but nothing really going at this point.
Is that something you would like to do in the future? Is go to IndyCar?
I think the 500 is a race that's it's obviously special to me, being from Indianapolis and
right.
and being being such a part of my childhood. Growing up at the Speedway and having the opportunity to run there last year was something I'll never forget, and something that will always be special to me, and something that I'd love to do again. As far as running full time in IndyCar, hey, I'm a race car driver. You offer me a full-time seat, I'll take it. How to make it work. So, it was a lot of fun getting to work and getting to learn those cars throughout the month of May. And, something I look forward to hopefully doing again someday.
I know you're around, obviously running USAC and stuff. You see Kyle Larson on and off, and I know you guys have a relationship outside of racing and things. Knowing that you've gone through the whole driver development thing with Ganassi a few years back, do you have any advice for him now that he's in the same position you were in a few years ago?
I mean, I think Kyle's kind of writing his own ticket. He doesn't need any advice from me, but he's a great kid and has his head on fairly straight, and as long as he doesn't lose sight of that, he'll be fine. He's obviously got the talent inside the race car, and and it's really probably as humble as they come outside the race car. So he's a great kid and somebody that I've enjoyed racing with, and I'm glad to see gone to an extent. But no, he was a lot of fun, and I think it's kind of lost. He drove for me. He drove for me when he was 14 or 15 at Chili Bowl. We picked him out of the grandstands.
Yep.
We had a driver get sick, and he came and ran for us, and we'd kind of had a relationship ever since, and kind of helped get him back here. With the Keith Coons deal, and he's really kind of made his own way from there. He's a special talent, and obviously doing the dirt track guys proud down there in NASCAR right now.
We've told that story a couple of times here on the show because we've had Kyle on the show, but we've also had the driver that got sick, Jerry Higbee, because of course, with us being in New York Northeast modified country, Jerry's one of the drivers we watch on a weekly basis. And we've had him on the show, and he talked about that week being out to the Chili Bowl and getting sick, and they put Kyle in. You guys put Kyle in the car to replace him, and boy, did he turn a lot of heads. I was there that week, and he turned a lot of heads.
Yeah, he did. He did a fantastic job for us, and I don't know how many of your listeners know exactly the stature difference between Jerry and Kyle, but it's a pretty big size difference. So just getting him comfortable inside the car was a bit of a task, but he got in there and drove the wheels off for us, and it's kind of ever since paved his own way. So I'm happy to see him doing what he's doing, and hopefully he has a little bit better luck than I did down there.
Now, you grew up, you were born in California. Your dad, of course, Tim Clauson, was a pretty well-known racer in California. But when you were a young age, your family picked up and moved to Indiana. How old were you when you guys moved from California to the Indianapolis area?
I was about 9 years old. Was fairly young, and my dad had the opportunity to move back to the Midwest with his job, and it just kind of worked out, I guess. Indiana was the place to be. He had a chance to move back to Indy when he was racing, and didn't take it. So when he got this opportunity, he jumped on it, and I love it here. Wouldn't trade living here in Indy for anything. It's a great place, a wonderful place to live, and the racing's second to none. And we race night in and night out in the summer. It seems like you can race 5-6 times a week during the summertime around here.
Yeah, I'm with you. My wife will tell you I bug her all the time. We got to move to Indiana, but we haven't done it yet. But one of these years, I'm moving to Indiana.
Once you get her here, I'm sure she'll like it.
Got a couple more questions coming in on the live chat for you. A couple of people from the Northeast here asking, what do you think about the Northeast tracks, and specifically, what's it like driving a wing sprint car at Port Royal? Or non-wing sprint car, at Port Royal.
We love our Pennsylvania swing. I think most guys that you talk to on the USAC circuit will tell you the same thing. It's one of our favorite times of the year. We get to go up to some great racetracks that we don't see very often, and the fans come out in droves, and we get to race in front of great crowds and great race fans. Northeast fans are about as knowledgeable as they come when it comes to sprint cars, and they love their sprint car racing. So it's always an honor to come up there and run. And got to go to Port Royal last year, and was a new place a new track on the circuit for us, and it was a lot of fun. It's a place that's got a little bit of character, and both ends are quite a bit different, and they got slick and wide for us by feature time, and really made for an exciting race for the fans. So we're looking forward to this year's Eastern Storm. We got a couple new tracks on there, and we're all really excited to come back.
Yeah, that's Path Valley and Susquehanna, I believe, are the two new tracks this year.
Yes.
I've never been to Path Valley, but Susky I've been to, and that's a nice place. That's
what I've heard. I've heard both places are pretty nice, and it should be a lot of fun. We're excited. Like I said, the Eastern Storm is always so much fun for us. The crowds are always real energetic and excited to have us, and that plays a big part in us enjoying coming there. It's always a lot of fun, and we look forward to coming over there each and every year.
Is there one particular race? I mean, obviously, you talked a little bit about the Indy 500, and that's probably going to be the obvious choice. But that aside, is there a particular race in your bucket list that you have to win?
There's probably several. Obviously, and a little bit of the smaller scheme of things, the Chili Bowl is obviously something that we all want to win, and one that's kind of eluded me. We've been fairly fortunate to win a lot of the big midget races out there, the Belleville Midget Nationals, the Turkey Night Grand Prix. Yep. The Chili Bowl has always kind of just slipped away. A few times we've been close enough. We just haven't been quite able to finish it off. So that's definitely a race that I'd like to win shortly. But and then always the Knoxville Nationals is a race that I'd like to at least run someday. Obviously, not being a big wing guy,
Have you run any wing races?
I've ran a couple wing races out west, just 360 stuff, but nothing real full time or anything. And had a lot of fun doing it. And it's tough with our schedule the way it is back here. It's hard to sneak away and run some wing races, but it's something that over the next few years I'd definitely like to venture into.
Well, I wondered if you had any interest in running a wing. I didn't know if you had in the past or not, because a lot of non-wing guys aren't always into the wing stuff, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I had a ball. It was a race car. I mean,
I hear that.
Wheels and a steering wheel. It's just learning all the the small things that it takes to be good in them.
What does your schedule look like here this season? We know you obviously have the USAC National Tour, but we see your name pop up all over the place. What does your schedule look like for the entire season?
We'll be right around 100 races, and honestly, this year's a little bit less hectic. It was more hectic at the beginning of the year, but running the TSR car, we don't run a lot of local sprint car races, and I'm actually putting together a 600 to mess around with, to play with, and got the midget stuff that we'll be hitting here and there. But so we'll be in the USAC National Midget Series, the USAC National Sprint Car, and then just kind of hit and miss from there on out. It should be a lot of fun, and it was a busy start to the year. We did a lot of the West Coast stuff just to just kind of stay in shape and stay sharp for the USAC season back here.
So no Silver Crown plans at the moment?
Not really. We'll hit and miss, but nothing. No full-time Silver Crown deal.
No. Is that because you didn't have anything put together, or is that an option that you chose not to do?
No, I just didn't have anything put together.
Yeah. Because that was going to be one of my questions about the Triple Crown. Obviously, that's a big deal in USAC. Only a couple of guys have ever won the Triple Crown in the same season. So, obviously, if you're not running a full Silver Crown schedule, then that's out of the question.
Yeah, for this year, it's something that I definitely have my eye on. Definitely something I want to do, but things just haven't quite lined up. But we're still a month away, or not really a month away. We're still a few weeks away from the first race, and if you get something lined up for that, then you got about another month to figure out something for the next one. So you never know, we might be able to piece something together, but nothing as far as a firm deal for the whole season.
So you mentioned you put a 600 together. What's the plans with that? You know where you're going yet?
Not yet. We're just going to kind of toy around, and we'll take a Power Eye racing with us when we go Power Eye racing, and don't have it together yet. We're working on it right now, getting all the pieces and stuff, but it'll be a lot of fun. They're great little race cars, and I grew up in them before sprint cars. That's what I ran for a couple of years, and they're great training tools, and just something that I wanted to put together and play around with.
So this weekend we got. I know they pushed back the Kokomo race, the Grand Prix this weekend. It was originally for Friday and Saturday. Now it's been pushed back to Saturday and Sunday because of the impending weather. You'll have the BCI Corey Tucker midget there, the 39, and I believe you'll have a teammate with Dylan Welch, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, we'll have both our cars out there, and excited to kick off the dirt national schedule, and should be a lot of fun. We've had a lot of success in our family 39 car over the years, and excited to be back in it.
Now, is Dylan running the entire schedule as well?
His plans are still kind of up in the air right now. He's going to get started here and kind of see how things go, and kind of work from there. I'm obviously doing the full deal, but he's just kind of playing it by ear and seeing how things go.
Now, I know your midget program, the BCI Bryan Clauson Inc., Corey Tucker combination with your midget program. You've had in the past a rental program. Is that what Dylan does, or are you still doing that?
We work in and out of that. It just kind of depends on what what folks want to do. It's not necessarily something we go out and seek, but it is something that we have cars that second cars that we take to some races and work through different programs. We like to put together full season deals, and not necessarily. Well, it is in a sense a rental, but it's more of a partnership where someone has a sponsor, and we got the team and race car there to do it, and it's cheaper to do it that way than to go out and build your own stuff and buy all your own stuff, buy the shop, buy the trailer, buy the car, buy the motor, and we've got a lot of knowledge hemmed up at BCI with a lot of our crew guys. So it's something that we've been able to do in the past and continue to work on.
Yep. Mike, you got anything else? Chris, you got anything to ask?
I'm just enjoying listening to him. Really, I mean, it's
it's been a great interview.
Yeah,
he's got so many different. Got so many different irons in the fire and so many different cars and stuff like that. I mean, what happens when you show up for the Chili Bowl and you have the wrong car with you?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah. What amazes me about USAC racing, and I know we've talked about this on here, is how much there's so much change in USAC racing every year. And beginning of the season, you had
it's hard to tell who's driving.
Yeah, I go to a few USAC races and. Every time I go, I have to go and check every car to make sure I have the names right. What Brian? Why do you think that is? Why is there so much guys
There's a lot of turnover?
Yeah, switching rides like that. What is it about USAC racing that makes that happen so much?
I think in some regard, a lot of it is a lot of the teams we have are family teams. They're trying to get by, and it just kind of. It just kind of worked out that way. It's a lot of sponsor changes here and there, and guys that groom themselves with one team, go and start their own deal, and it's just I guess it's a little bit different atmosphere than like the World of Outlaws. There's not a lot of mega sponsors. There's not a lot of big buck backers in our sport anymore. So it's a lot of the mom and pops and. If you go for a year and you don't necessarily win a lot, it can become not fun, and you just need a change of scenery, and you see that a lot. So everybody's scrapping for every little bit they can get, and we're fortunate that a lot of great families and a lot of great people put their hard-earned money out there and own sprint cars for us to drive, and for the first time in a long time, I think this year you see a lot of even more rides than drivers out there sometimes. There's been a couple instances where there's been some good cars sitting there with nobody to wheel them. So it's just a different landscape than a lot of forms of motorsports, but it works for us.
Well, while we got you on the phone, I have to ask you.
Oh boy!
No, the race Saturday at Lawrenceburg.
Brian, I have the in advance for this.
I have the subscription to USAC Racing Live, so I watched the Lawrenceburg race from Saturday on demand on Monday afternoon.
Yep.
You had a hell of a race going on there in front of you.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was. It was funny. We got we had the yellow there with 3 to go. Well, we just kind of gotten cleared, and we'd been mired in some, battles and just never could quite break free. We really had a pretty good car, and we kind of got clear into, I think, 5th or 6th there, and I looked up and saw the 17, probably 3 or 4 car lengths ahead of us, and that yellow came out, and we lined up, and he was 4 spots ahead of me, so it was crazy. The cars all over the racetrack, and there was a big group of us there right before that last yellow that were battling for second.
Yep.
And, obviously, the yellow closed things up and allowed the race to become for the lead. So it was exciting and probably the best race we've had at Lawrenceburg in a long time. So, props to them for giving us a great racetrack to put a show on with, and props to all the drivers for doing it.
It was a fantastic race. After watching that, I'm like, how do you not want to live here? That's crazy.
Exactly.
Well, Brian, before we let you go, we do want to give you this opportunity. Of course, we always let all of our guests come on. We want to, if you got a Twitter, if you got a Facebook page, fan page, if you got a website, if you got any sponsors, anybody you want to thank, take this opportunity to go ahead and do all of that.
We'll just thank everybody that puts their hard-earned money into our programs with Chevrolet Performance, Curb Records, Mobile One, everybody on our midget and sprint car deal that's supported us over the years, and so we've got the Bryan Clauson, at Bryan Clauson is my personal Twitter. At Bryan Clauson Inc. does a lot of race updates, and we also have a BC app that you can download on your iPhone or Android phone.
I've got it on my phone. It's pretty cool.
It's completely free. It kind of integrates everything. We're going to be doing a lot of cool video stuff throughout the year. We've been working on getting that going where we can do live video interviews and updates from the track. So should be a really cool tool for us to use throughout the year and for you guys to stay up to date with everything that's going on with myself throughout the season.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That's awesome.
I got the app on my phone. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, Brian, that's it from us. But, man, we really do appreciate you taking your time out of your Thursday night to come on the show with us, and best of luck to you throughout the 2013 season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for coming on, man.
So, again, there was
There goes Bryan Clauson.
Bryan Clauson. That was good.
Good interview.
He was a good interview. Very entertaining.
Just for the listeners out there, we touched earlier when we first had him on about Mike, you brought up the USAC record. Mm-hmm. The single season record for most USAC wins is held by J.J. Yaley. That is 24, and Brian's got 9
already
in March.
Now, if he breaks it, you going to cry?
No, I'll be happy for him.
Yeah,
A.J. Foyt held the record for however many, 20, 30 years,
right.
Whatever it was. And JJ broke it in 2003, so it's been 10 years. That's fine.
Yeah, that
all the power to him if he breaks it.
That's
no
impressive. I mean, those guys are very versatile. I'll give them that. Like the non-wing guys, they can jump in a midget, they can jump in a Silver Crown, they jump in, and some of them jump in wing cars.
Well, that's the thing. He got such a great start this season, winning 9 races right out of the box, and he did it in all different cars, and he's not even got his his normal stuff going yet.
Right.
So I mean, he's really got a legitimate shot to break this record.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
I have no doubt that he will, but obviously you never know until he does it. But
right.
I really think he'll do it.
I mean, he's got the Tony Stewart deal. That's good stuff.
Getting in the 20 car, that 20 car has been synonymous in the USAC Sprint Series for the last several years with Levi Jones. And before that, it was Corey Kruseman and it was
Tracy
J.J.
Hines,
Haley.
right?
Tracy Hines, has driven in the past. And
basically,
all those guys have won
the turnover that we talk
car.
about. It's funny, and I brought up the turnover just because this year, we've talked about. I went to Bubba Raceway for the USAC show, and I literally knew the cars.
Yeah,
I had no clue who was driving each one. I mean,
there is a lot of turnover.
Like the 2 car that I think Darlin's in the 2 car. I've seen Dave Darlin. Is he in a 2 car? Is that right this year? Is it a 4 or is it?
Is that the People's
I don't
Champ?
even remember what he was running in Florida, but I know I watched that Lawrenceburg race. He was in, I think, a 71 or something.
Yeah, maybe it was that car. I don't know, but I know it wasn't the same car he drove the last time I saw him.
Right.
Because I remember watching him win at Oskaloosa in the 2B.
Yes.
So it's like...
Well, that's the thing with that series.
Every time they change.
Like,
they just don't know what's going on.
From season to season, there's turnover, but with USAC, for whatever reason, it's daily or weekly.
Yeah.
It's every time. You can go one night here, the next night, it's somebody different in 2 or 3 of the cars.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't keep up with it.
I can't keep up with it. I don't even, and I wonder, though, does that keep people more interested in it? Because, you look at here, for our dirt modifieds, let's specifically say New York. Pennsylvania, right. There's always turnover.
Right.
There's always guys getting fired, guys changing around. I mean, The offseason there's so much news that comes out of PA with guys getting fired and so on and so forth.
But typically
New York,
they're in the car for the year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. But you look at New York, when's the last time anybody, big name, quit one ride and went and took another one?
Right.
Yeah, think about it. No, I don't even remember.
Johnson.
I mean,
Pennsylvania is the only thing I can think of, and that's Strunk. Strunk being out of Norm's ride and going into the
right. I mean, that's car. It. But to think of but those guys,
all they did was add a driver.
Right.
They still have McCready as their part-time driver. Anyway.
Right. So, but it's just weird how that series specifically, it's like that. Yeah. So there's constant turnover, constant change.
You really have to be on your toes.
I mean, World of Outlaws sprint cars, they're pretty much locked in. Those rides have been the same for God knows how long.
Yeah, you get the occasional change. Like this year, you got Pittman in the Casey Kane
car. But that was huge news. That was a huge.
He's gone to the other car.
I mean, I guess the only way you could compare it was like if Matt Shepard quit Brownell and went and ran, I don't know, Mike Payne's car or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's something like that happened. But I mean, it happens so much.
Yes,
and that other stuff. But New York, never. It's like, I got my ride. I'm good. I'm set. Yeah. Like it very rarely changed. I mean, there was. What was it, 5-8 years ago now? I mean, it's been a while, but remember the big deal when Billy Decker switched from the Ross team over to...
Randy Ross was kind of...
Yeah, and he went to John White, and then Matt Shepard, right, and then John White took off Billy Decker, and then Matt Shepard went to Randy Ross. That was like huge. Oh, wow. Billy Decker, but that doesn't happen anymore. I don't know if is it the lack of the quality rides, or is it... I don't know. I mean, I think
that's a lot of it.
It's got to be most of it.
The quality rides have got such quality drivers that they're all comfortable.
Yeah, why would you?
The owners are comfortable with what they have.
Right. I mean,
in the car.
I mean, you look at Varin. Varin's hopped in some different rides. I mean, the Petruska team, they're always swapping guys. That's one of the bigger.
They've been through a lot of.
Yeah, they go through.
That is true.
They're a bigger team because they got a quality ride, but they're not a team you think of as far as that travels to a ton of races.
Right.
Things like that. They go the occasional race.
Right. So,
but it's a first class team.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just their turnover that ride.
Danny Johnson and Alan Johnson were the ones that moved around the most.
They used to.
I mean,
they used to move around all the time.
They've run out of people now. So.
Well, I think Alan still got that the Kenny Sayer ride.
Right.
I mean,
but I mean, I think
a good car.
I mean, it's changed the last. You look at the last 10 years, you can name more car owners that have gotten out than car owners have come in.
Oh, yeah.
Like Bob Faust, got out. Ross is out.
Yeah.
You look at all the different names of the guys that have gotten out.
Around.
The BF1?
Yeah.
Is there M1, BF General Machine, right?
B&F General Machine.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. I used to enjoy when he was there. Him and Mr. Faust and Mr. Ross used to argue with each other all the time. It was entertaining to sit and watch and talk to those two guys. But yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
I can see we're getting hammered on in the chat room.
I'm starting. No, I got to be honest. I'm getting a little freaking pissed off.
You're getting aggravated,
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm getting irritated. There's some people in here that are. I mean, if you say that you watch the show and you follow what we do, you know that we promote freaking local drivers. We have local drivers on here all the time.
Yeah, Chris is getting mad. Oh boy.
Why, is somebody saying that we don't?
Yeah, Pistols on it. Yeah, he is. He is saying that.
He's mad saying that we don't. But
he didn't like Bryan Clauson.
Yeah, we basically pissed away his whole night because he had to listen to Bryan Clauson talk about a wingless car when we got 5 Mile Point that's going to open, and but let's face it, I mean, half these tracks aren't going to get their races in. On top of
we're going to talk about it. The thing is,
we always talk about this stuff.
I know, and the one thing that I always say,
didn't we have a New York State driver on last week?
We've had the last few weeks. We have.
I think Adam nailed it. He said Clauson is a huge interview. The show is a national show as much as it is a local show.
Yeah, we try to do everything. And here's the thing, okay, for those out there. We are trying to streamline this program to make it about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes a week because in the summertime we're doing 3 interviews. We're just going too long, so sometimes we have to if we
not
can
to mention the fact that we've got other scheschedules that we have to tend to because of the other programming.
But in general, we want to streamline this a little bit. So if we're cutting back to 1 interview a week, which has seemed to be the way we've gone the last few weeks,
yes,
because it streamlines.
And you have more time
and we can spend more time. That was great that we could spend 25 minutes with Bryan Clauson. I mean, I didn't think it was...
that we've been trying to put together since February.
Right. So, I mean, I think...
Yeah, because it was his first time being on a show. We had a lot to talk about.
Right. So, and we've gone through a lot of different guys. We've had Matt Shepard multiple times, Bobby Varin multiple times, Stuart Friesen multiple times.
Right.
Not everybody wants to do this.
Oh, that's the other thing. It's some guys we can't get a hold of.
Not everybody...
there's drivers we've asked, and they say no.
No. Yeah, so it's...
I can name 2 right off the top of my head.
Yeah, we're trying. I mean, we're doing what we can, but if we cut back to 1 interview, some weeks, I don't know if we're going to go back to 2 or 3. I mean, I would like to cap it at 2 max.
I'd like to keep it 2.
And I like the fact that we have more time now for us to actually sit and talk racing, which is, again, and there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
There's things we haven't even talked about.
Right, and we always get to that. That's what we have coming up. We're going to get to it. And I understand people, if you don't like Bryan Clauson...
We have local tracks opening. No one is racing this weekend.
I don't think anybody's going to race Friday or tomorrow. I'm going to I-88, but I don't think it's going to race because the weather sucks.
Yeah, I think Saturday and Sunday will be okay. Fridays. I think
Saturday I'm not going anywhere. My one shot is going to be Sunday, and I'm going to 5 Mile Point.
We're supposed to get socked again tonight.
Yeah, more sleet and snow and freezing rain and all that. So, I mean, again, we're doing the best we can. If sometimes we don't get the guests,
you're not going to keep everybody happy.
We can't make everybody happy, and we're sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. We're doing the best we can.
I'm not missing the point. I don't miss the point. I understand where you're coming from.
What's completely. The point? That we're not promoting local racing? Is that the point, or what?
That given what's going on right now, that we're in the midst of all these openers, that we should be promoting what's going on at the local level and not screwing around with people on a national level.
But again, the problem is
a local show.
If we get somebody from the national stage that we can get on the show, I'm going to get them.
Yeah, if you can get Bryan Clauson on this particular day, why would you say no?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that
doesn't make sense.
We got to. I mean, and again, you don't understand that we put effort into the show to get people. And it takes weeks and weeks
not yet.
and weeks.
Tell me what I'm missing then. I mean, not yet. I don't know what not yet means in the live chat. I'm more than happy to have this back and forth because everybody can see it.
Right. I mean, we're doing the best we can. But again, when a chance comes up for us to get Bryan Clauson, this interview's been established.
Yeah, you're not going to turn him down.
You can't turn it down. No. It's there it is, And when we had, we've had Hodnett on here. We've had Darren Pittman when he got the ride. I mean, we're doing the best we can. It's just this stuff. When you schedule these interviews...
We had Tucker Hibbert on this show.
I mean, yeah.
We had Robbie Knievel on this show.
We had Knievel.
Robbie, yeah, that was cool. We had Bobby Allison on for crying out loud.
Yeah, there was no proof of that happening.
No proof of that happening. But, hey, we did. So, but no. I mean, I don't want to sit here. I'm done with it. Let's move on to what we want to talk about. Again, openers...
I know, because I had to leave the room to go call Brian there for a couple of minutes. You started to talk about Fonda when I was walking out. Did you talk about Fonda at all?
Oh, a little bit. Matty D.
I
was talking about the quote that Matty D made in Victory Lane.
In Victory Lane,
well, because we all saw it, and talk about the new video.
I don't remember what happened.
Talk about the new video. Talk about that now first, and then we'll...
I don't remember what happened.
Why is that, John?
With Matty D.
Oh, never mind.
And
there had to be contact between the two of them.
And Stewie, Charlotte. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
What was he referring to?
I don't know, but they must have got together at some point. I'm sure they got together.
That
For Matty D to say in Victor Lane.
That was like 6 months ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what happened 2 weeks ago when it comes to racing.
Because when he said that Saturday afternoon, I'm thinking, what the hell is he talking about? I didn't even know.
Yep. So, I mean, hey.
But yeah, it was.
But he said something about Stewie. Yes, to Karma or something. Yeah.
But Karma, comes around and goes.
Yeah. Hey, that's
got the flat tire and handed me the win. Yeah. It was a good show. It was a typical.
Varin drove his butt off.
Daytime show. Yeah, Varin come from
the Concy.
Yeah, he was quick.
I found it funny.
But Stewie was.
What is it?
Stewie was in a league of his own until he got the flat.
What's the proper name of the show? The new highlight show that they've put together. Northeast.
Inside Northeast Racing.
Okay, there we go.
Inside
it was funny to me. Like I watched it. And to have Danny Martin call Bobby Varin an invader at Fonda. Because you just don't think of that.
You don't think of him that way. But
he is now. He is. He's a Middletown guy.
I mean, he stopped halfway through the year last year. He left Fonda.
Well, he didn't leave. There was... whatever. He left. He didn't come back. Right, he didn't come back. You're right.
He didn't come back
there was
until
an issue and
September.
He didn't come back. Right. So, yeah, I mean, that's just... that was for me. But, I enjoyed their first episode.
The first episode, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet... Inside Northeast Racing Videos. They're the videographer at Accord in Orange County. In conjunction with Bobco Videos, they're going to be showing you, it's going to be a weekly show similar to This Week on Dirt. The first episode was released, yesterday?
Wednesdays at noon it comes out or something? They said?
Every week they're going to do an episode. It's going to show you highlights from Fonda, Lebanon Valley, Malta,
Accord,
Glenridge, Accord, Orange County, possibly some asphalt stuff from New England.
I'm glad just to see somebody doing it. That's the thing. And
because we don't have anything like that anymore. Fox
nothing.
Fast Track in the Capital District now is gone. That's no more. At some point you'd like to see something more from maybe this region, obviously, Western New York or whatever, Central New York. But right now it's a great idea because we don't have anything like that. So
yeah, I know. I like it.
This week was the first episode they ever had released, and I think it turned out great.
Yeah.
And and there was he had highlights. They showed highlights from Fonda's feature with the modified and
the Pro Stock Dash and the Sportsman.
Pro Stock Dash.
It'd be interesting to see
how
long they're gonna go once it's in full swing. That's my
how long the show will be.
I mean, it was like 17 minutes for just for not even that much racing.
Right.
So
I'm not sure what the projection is. How long each episode will be? I'm thinking a half hour to maybe an hour at the top.
I'd hate to be the guy uploading that. Oh wait, Chris.
I don't think they'll probably go an hour, but who knows? I mean, I guess it depends on how well it's going over.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows? At some point, maybe you'd see them show you a full race.
Who knows?
At some point.
It's good.
Who knows?
I mean, I think anything like that's good for the sport. We all know that, and I can't complain, and so on and so forth. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I was supposed to mention it this way. I apologize to Jim from Inside Northeast.
We got it, though. Hey,
racing videos.
Listen, we all
because I was
forget
supposed to mention this last week. I was supposed to announce it because nobody knew about the show, and I was supposed to announce it on here, and I totally forgot.
Then we mentioned.
And he's been nice to me because he's donating a bunch of videos to my fantasy league for prizes. So I had to apologize to him because I totally forgot to say anything last week.
Right. We'll switch gears. Canandaigua. I did see the video. Chris and I kind of touched on it. I don't know if you were in here.
I haven't seen the video for
the 305 sprint car crash.
I know Bob Miller posted on Dirt Track Digest late this afternoon before I left.
He did that too. So and we appreciate and we want to make sure these people that do all this work to put these videos together.
Yep.
We appreciate it. I mean, I do stupid little blogs, and I know how long that takes. You've seen me do those, and those are hours just to put together a freaking 10-minute blog from a trip that we take, per day. So I can't imagine what those guys go through putting these videos together. And, and Bob and the guys from Northeast Video, we appreciate it. I mean, I want them to know.
I can relate to them. It sucks.
Yeah, you do the
but
you know what?
Derby stuff.
Yeah, but I don't appreciate what you do.
I know you don't.
Hey, while you're taking a beat down, I'll give it to you.
I do. I think
I'm still swinging though.
Nuts.
I'm still going.
Relax. We understand everybody's point.
I think he's friggin' nuts because I did it that one time and that was enough for me.
You're done. No, thank you.
I got a chance. I mean, this is so cool. At the end of the month, we're going out to Champaign, Illinois, to do a documentary on Bobby Brockway, who's a nationally known demolition derby driver. Who, by the way, I did not ask to be on the 31st lap, just so nobody gets upset.
I love when he gets irritated because he can't handle it. He freaks out. Hey, take your Prozac. Okay. Did you forget to take your pill this morning?
Well, yeah, kind of. I did forget that. I was in Albany. I didn't bring it with me.
So we got.
We're going out there, and that's going to be fun. There's actually some Canandaigua Motorsports Park and Fulton Speedway news pertaining to Demolition Derby stuff, if you may.
Go. And, you know what? I'll
let
give
me
you,
do it for just a minute.
I will give you your time.
Brian Sipple, huge supporter of the 31st lap,
Yep.
and he lives locally.
Yep.
Can we let this go? Can you let it go?
He's hosting a Demolition Derby on May 18th. If you register for that, there's going to be a $500 bonus if you can win both Canandaigua and Fulton, which is scheduled for the 20th of August, which is a little bit more of a perk for those guys, and they're working
for you. I was flipping through channels the other day, and I happened to find this show on
Kings of Crash.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I watched it. I'm like, this is interesting. Yep. I was entertained by it because they were working on the cars and showing you like, oh, I broke this and this and this. We're going to weld this together. We're going to tie some rope around this, and we're going to go out there and try to win.
I misspoke. It's $300. It's a bonus, but in any case.
And he's like, we're going to tie this together. We're going to do this, and we're going to go back out there and try again. And it's like, that's funny.
Yep. The ingenuity they have in the pits between the heats and the features.
It's impressive because they
crazy.
Destroy the thing, and then they got to go back out.
And I know. And the thing is half of these guys is as much as they get beat up for being redneck this or all these stereotypes
pretty
and
smart.
stuff like that. I mean, these guys are engineers. They just don't know it. They never went to school. They get the technical terms.
You know what's the one thing that always like amazes me about Demo Derby cars?
I don't want to get too sucked into this.
I'll even have is the fact that they're sitting in like a regular seat with a seatbelt on. Like they're not even like there's no racing seats in there. Nothing.
They'll swap the seatbelts out. I mean, not that like I said, I don't want to get too drug into this.
It's fine.
But there's these guys.
I got to calm you down, so this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I know. This is the Pavlov's dog response.
Yeah, I know.
The seatbelt it'll get jerked tight, so it'll pinch him in.
Right.
So the seatbelts won't rip. They'll take drywall screws and screw the seatbelt into the wall so that it stays loose on their chest, and just basically use the lap belt. And it's all. I mean, it's crazy.
That's nuts. They're crazy. They are crazy. I'll give them that.
I love it. If everything goes good, I mean, I don't want
wacky.
I don't want to say anything to jinx it, but if everything goes good, if it goes well, I just got 2 new cameras, which if everything goes well,
if it's like anything else that we do, any one of us does, it's going to get screwed up.
But if I can still pull it out, that's the thing. If I can still pull this off and make it work, and out there. We may have a chance to go do some stuff at the Hot Rockin' 4th in Ogden, Utah, which is another huge show.
Utah?
In that same,
holy crap.
What?
But I thought...
Yeah, in the same area where
it's nuts. Utah. Oh, man. Utah. That's crazy.
Utah.
I'll give it to him. All right.
You know how far that is?
All right, now to use my favorite phrase, shifting gears. Let's get back to racing. Now I'm going... this weekend again. I-88 is supposed to open tomorrow, and I was really, really, really looking forward to that show because they are going to have a heck of a field down there, I think. I mean, they're Mike Mahaney, Mahaney unfortunately had a really bad...
I think they're going to have a decent field, just normal, but I think it would have been a little better tomorrow because your Friday tracks are not open yet.
You look at guys
Stewart next week.
Stewie went there last year. And I believe he won that race over Mitch Gibbs.
I'm thinking maybe Pat Ward goes there tomorrow.
I mean, you never know.
Maybe
you never
Billy,
know.
I don't know who the hell knows. But
yeah, so that would have been...
the weather's not cooperating.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. It's hard to believe that I've had 3 outdoor baseball practices in 60-degree weather, and now it's snowing.
I'm wondering where some of these guys plan to go.
Well, I know
this weekend, like Saturday. Let's say the weather's okay Saturday somewhere, and is any
I'm on
these guys who their tracks
Fonda?
aren't open yet?
You know what?
Like Billy Decker. Is he going to go back to Canandaigua
or
him and Larry White? Or Billy is obviously from Unadilla, 5 Mile won't be open Saturday.
Right. So I mean,
does he go? Who knows where? There aren't a lot of places.
Now this week,
will Pat go to Fonda?
Racing starts at 7:00 again, right? Yeah. So
Zoopy had it up there before you did.
Just
okay. So you know.
Just making sure. I want to double check because I know Fonda they start early the first week, but I don't know.
I think they go back to the normal.
It's 7:00 this week. Yeah. Yeah, so
or Saturday. I mean.
Yeah, so I mean that is something I don't know. I mean, I know
there's still a lot of tracks that aren't open yet.
Yeah, I mean, I know definitely. Sunday is 5 Mile for the ROC race. I know that's definitely on my docket.
Accord, I believe, opens this Friday too. Tomorrow.
If I look at my super schedule, I could probably tell
tomorrow,
you.
I believe they do.
I could tell you who opens
because it's on my fantasy league schedule.
Hold on,
Accord and Afton, I think both open.
Hold on, since I got my cell phone here and my modified. Oh, wrong one. Modified track locator. I need modified super schedule. Let's see if it'll load for me here.
It's the Scott Harvey Memorial or something like that.
Yeah, I believe he was the old announcer at Accord back when I was going there. All right, so where are we? We are in the 12th. Glen Ridge is canceled already.
Yeah,
they pushed back to the 19th.
Right.
I-88 Big Diamond race this week in Accord.
Yep.
Those will be your options on Friday night for modified racing.
Right.
Obviously, you could go to Williams Grove for sprint cars and Trailway, but
right.
again, with the way the weather's looking, I don't think anybody is going to have.
Yeah.
But hey, we don't know. I'm hoping the weatherman's wrong because I really am looking forward to going to I-88. I like going there.
Well, they're usually wrong unless you want them to be.
Right. So that's. But it should be a good weekend. I know 5 Miles is going to have a pretty good field on Sunday. I mean,
Sunday,
there's a lot of guys
nothing
still
open on Sunday. So
right, there's a lot of guys in the points right now because of everything that's happened. So I mean, that's that's going to be a good show. So if you're not doing anything Sunday, head on down to FMP. Like I said, I'll be making my return. I didn't get a chance to get there last year, but I'll be back.
Who's going with you Sunday? Anybody?
John Tiff, I believe. Why, you want to go?
Oh, maybe I'll ride along.
We'll make room we can make room in the Malibu.
Maybe I'll ride along in that freaking Chevy.
Get over it. So, what race are we going to pick? How did we do on our picks last week?
Yeah, our picks. I think I kicked some ass.
I think John won this week. So
John did fine.
Yeah.
John did just fine.
John did real well.
Billy Pouch, I don't think he even raced again.
No, he did.
he was there.
So he
was there. He was the guest flagger.
Didn't he finish in the top 5?
He did fine.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he did fine.
I don't remember.
Did
he finish 5th?
I think he was 5th.
All right, let's take a look from last week. Let's see. All right. Steve Payne was 6th, right?
Yep.
Varin was 3rd. Strunky won.
Right.
Those
were my picks.
Where did Danny
3rd,
Johnson
and
finish
6th.
Finish at
Canandaigua 20th, I believe.
Okay. Hearn at Fonda was 4th, right behind Varin. And Go Down at Big Diamond, where was he?
Who?
Ryan Go Down.
Go Down? Oh, geez, I don't remember.
These were all tour races for the Fantasy League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And then I had Shepard, who was in the top 5, Friesen, who was 6th, and Dwayne Howard, who was 3rd or 4th?
4th, I believe.
4th.
At Big
You had Jimmy Phelps. He was in the top 5. Mike Mahaney, you're done. Because unfortunately Mike had a bad day. Got upside down.
He didn't.
And then Billy Pouch, I don't remember. He finished close to the top 5. So, but you're 0 for 2 there, Chris.
Yeah.
I think I won that deal.
You won this one. So
was there anything on the line, or did we just do picks?
I don't
even remember.
I think first
I
round.
think we
Let's see.
We?
I don't know.
We haven't paid up the buy a round on the last time we picked.
So
yeah, we haven't gone out.
I know we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't gone out. Tonight's not the night to go out.
No, because you're grumpy.
It's miserable.
No, it's nothing to do with that. I haven't been home.
Okay, well I understand. Go home. That's fine. Okay, so what race are we going to pick this weekend? 5 Mile.
5 Miles about the only big one.
All right. So you know what? Since you were in last place,
don't make me pick first.
You're
that's
picking
going to
first.
be even more painful when the guy doesn't show up.
Pick.
Man.
We should keep track of this, like a tally of
we should. Yeah, we probably should. We got.
Well, you usually put it on the thing, right?
Yeah, I put it in the thing.
So let's see.
I'd probably go. I mean,
let's do this. First place is 4 points. Second, we'll keep track.
Yeah, you've got all the software to do the points anyway.
We'll need to have to. It's on the website or the Facebook page.
It's on the podcast page.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so I can go back and look at the last 2 podcasts.
We'll just do 4. What you do? 4, 2, and 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. Because if Rich is here,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
So he's like the spoiler,
right? So the first week I got the 4 points. You got the 4 points. I'll do the math. I'll look back through it.
All right. Are we winning the week, or are you getting points?
You get points. I'll do it. I'll do it based on that. So
when we pick races, I mean, we pick 3 races. Is that 3?
No, it's one. It's one for the weekend. We do 1 pick a week. So if we pick,
if we pick a couple,
if we pick 3, but it counts as 1.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we could pick a couple this week because Woodhull's opening.
So I got at 1 point for winning. You mean?
No, you got 4 points for winning. Yes,
4 points for winning the week.
So let's just stick to. Why don't we stick? Do you want to stick to big races, or do you want to do? I think this will be fun.
Don't matter. Mix it up.
All right,
like this week, if you want to pick 2, because there's only 1 big race, we don't even know what else is going to get in. If you want to pick
why don't we just pick Sunday?
Saturday,
that's our
safest.
Sunday's the safest one.
Sunday's the safest one. So who you got?
I mean, my gut's telling me to go with Stu.
Okay, well that's not a bad pick there.
Stu Friesen.
All right, you go ahead, Bomas. I picked
I'm
first
the
last.
one, so you should go.
Oh, I picked first last, or I picked before you last week. So, and I won the first.
Well, we should reverse the order.
All right,
he was last, so he should go first.
I just did.
I won, so I should go last.
All right, I'll pick.
Only fair.
I'll pick. Man, this is tough. I know.
He took my pick, so
I'm going to go. Bobby.
I did.
I'm going to go with Bobby Varin.
It's worked for you.
I know. I'm going to pick him again. I'm going to pick Bobby Varin again because he's been good in that 19 car, and he was really good at 5 Mile Point in the Short Track Super Nationals in that car. Almost won that race. So I'm going to pick him.
Well, that car has won the short track Super Nationals.
The 19?
Is he running the 66?
I thought he was running the 19.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. The 66 we all know has won that race.
Right. So all right. So there's my pick, Bobby Varin.
I guess I'll go with
Brian Weaver.
I'll go with Danny.
He doesn't have a ride.
Brian's looking for a ride.
Yeah, unfortunately. I hope he gets one.
I know, I do too.
But all right.
Well, we pretty much cover it.
What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say now. I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, you'll think of it in the car on the way home.
Yeah. everybody jump on Facebook. Check out Donnie Dana. He does all sorts of murals and racing-related drawings and stuff along those lines. So be sure to check him out. We might be getting a sheet done for the 31st lap from him. So check him out. He's posted a bunch of stuff on the 31st lap Facebook page. That pretty much is going to do it.
I know what I was going to say.
Squeeze it in quick. Let's go.
The point standings for the Fantasy League.
Up to date?
Our point leader is Rocky Warner.
Cool.
The guy that won the sports and race on opening day of Fonda last Saturday.
Nice.
That's cool. He is our point leader at the moment.
I jumped up into the top 50. I'm happy.
We're only 7 races in. So.
Yeah. Well, get on DickDragonMotorsports.com and check out all of the updated point standings. That's going to do it for this edition of the 31st lap. We'll see you back here next week.
Sure.
www.fingerlakes1.com